Crunch Games, and it's time for another unboxing. And right now we have Orléans from Tasty Minstrel Games. This game is for 2 to 4 players and plays in, they say, 90 minutes, but I don't believe so. First things first. It's a big game. I love games with tons of pieces. And this is a Euro with tons of pieces. You're going to vie for dominance in medieval Orleans. Also, thick boxes make me happy because then they don't get broken. Ah! Already beautiful. It's a bag full of bags. Stuff is pre-sorted. This is a little bit of heaven right there. Oh, I'm so happy. What do we got? Well, these are all the different types of meeples that you're going to have across the game. And the start player token. And silica. We'll put that over there. But we're not done. We've not got more than just one bag full of meeples. We've got 2. These are for the different players, though. So, all the stuff already pre-sorted. Wheat that looks like wheat. That's pretty cool. And everybody gets their own proper colored bag, which is phenomenal. In addition, they really do love me. Tasty Minstrel Games, I'm taking note. You gave me a bag full of more bags. Again, awesome. So I got the Kickstarter copy, which comes with money. And it's not just like fake cardboard money. It's real tactile, feel, touch it money, which is awesome. You got 10s, 5s, and 1s. Beautiful. So, here is our rule book. There's a bit here, so I know I'm going to have to go through this one. But it's got nice divisions and lots of color, which makes me happy. But it wouldn't be Tasty Minstrel Games unless you gave me hockey pucks that I had to put stickers on. I have a feeling I know what I'm doing next Saturday night. Cool little expansion piece. And now we get to the actual game. So, player boards. As you build up your village and vie for power, everyone gets one. How the different people progress on their path and level up. More tokens, which is cool. This, I believe the stuff below is my Kickstarter exclusive, and this is all the basics, which honestly isn't that bad. For a game this thick, I'd be pretty happy with these. I still like my other ones, don't get me wrong. But we've got all the different shops and things. All the little pieces come off. And then we've got the baseboard. And this is a monster for a Euro. How all the different people are going, where you are on the different tracks, and how much money you spent to level them up. So, this is the mammoth monster that is Orléans. I can't wait to get it to the table and vie for dominance in the medieval France. Let's go through how to play Orléans. I have the game board set up for 4 players, but we've only got my red token set out there. So let's walk through this. Orléans comes with this awesome tile card to help explain what's going to go on. So let's walk through a turn. The first thing we do is we reveal the event for the round. The first round is always the pilgrimage, but there are more tiles in this deck. This is our time for how long the game takes. It takes 18 turns. So it won't get too long if you're not doing that well, but it's a fantastic game. Next, you don't do this in the first round, but after that, we see who has the most farmers. These are these white tokens. We're going to discuss more on tokens in a second, but whoever is the furthest ahead gets a coin. Whoever is not the furthest ahead, or the last, loses a coin. After that, we're going to draw followers. Followers are determined by this track, the knights. At start, you draw 4, and as you get more, you draw more from the bag. You start with 4 followers. So we pick, and we would put them on the market. From the market, we're going to determine where we want to place our tokens. So we'll place them out corresponding to color. So we could say we're going to put these guys here and do this action. Now, we don't have to place all of them if we don't want to. We can put some out, but that spot is not activated. So right now, that one is activated. We have one lone guy. So we're going to set him over on the castle. I can put partial people out. This spot isn't active, but he's there and out of my bag for the future rounds. Okay. Once everyone has placed all their people on their own individual board, and we'll go through more what these actions are in a second, we move on to carrying out actions. And this is where individual player boards really shine. Down here in this green area, this is get new people. And each one corresponds to new tokens and new abilities. So, these 3 followers correspond to the knight. If you claim a knight, you move 1 space forward, take one of these, and now in further turns you draw 5 from the bag instead of 4. We'll talk about this in a second on the development track. The farmhouse grabs you a farmer. And the fun thing about farmers is as you move up, you get resources from the bank, which are points at the end of the game. The village is a spot you're going to go to a lot. You can get boatmen, engineers, or merchants. Engineers are pretty cool because not only are they a token, they come with this, technology. And technology is used to cover any space. The first one you get, as shown here, has to cover a farmer. So we can cover any farmer, and now we only need 2 spots there. Future turns only can go anywhere. The only requirement is you can't have 2 of these cogs on 1 space. The last one is the merchant. And the merchant does something cool because he comes with his own stack of tiles. When you go there, you draw 2 tiles. The first one comes from the one deck. The next one comes from one of the 2. And you look at them. These are alternative actions. You choose one, the other one goes in the bottom, and they do different things. So you now have more actions to choose from on a turn. We have the monastery, and the monastery is fun because it doesn't do anything by itself. You get these monks who are yellow. There are almost no yellow spots on the base board. That's because the yellow monks are wild cards. You can do whatever you want with them. The last spot I want to talk about is the university. And the university, it advances you down here. And the fun thing about that is as you advance, whenever you do an action to get you books, you move along this development track. This is used at the end of the game for point scoring and for certain events. So we'll come back to that in a second. In the middle, we have the scriptorum and the town hall. The scriptorum, whenever you do this action, you advance depending on your progression here. So when you have 1, you move up 2 spots every time you do that action. The town hall goes to a different board, and the town hall is how you thin out your bag or deck. This allows you to place tokens over on this board. You're sending them off to do different things, like build the cathedral. You put a person on any spot that they match the proper color. And when you do, you claim the reward for putting a person there. You can get this multiple times because you can put 2 people a turn. But the most important part, these people are extremely important because they're a score multiplier at the end. We'll come back to that in a second. So we've covered these green actions. We've covered the center. And now we have movement. We can have ships, wagons, and guild halls. The second half of the main board is a map of France. Everyone starts in Orléans, where if you take the guild hall actions, a guild hall. Now, you see there are waterways and there are groundways. When you take the proper way, using a wagon, which moves you across the ground, or a ship, which moves you across the water, you claim any tokens along the way. So if I went from Orléans to Blois, I get this token and point at the end. I can also, again, taking the guild hall action, put a guild hall here. But except for Orléans, no other place can have multiple guild halls. So, after we take turns carrying out our actions, because you might take multiple actions, you can also pass at any point. If you pass, you're out of that round, so you can't do any more actions. We then move on to the events. And the events are interesting. Some of the events will cause you to count the goods you have. For every 3 you lose coins. Some of them give you coins for having certain amounts of trading houses. Some of them get you income, depending where you are on this track. So if you're at least here, you get 3 coins. We have the pilgrimage, which is the first turn we talked about. You can't buy monks during this round. We can have the harvest, where you have to give up some sort of food or 5 coins. And the scariest one is the plague. The plague is you reach into your bag, take one guy, and remove him from the game. So your hard-won people can be lost. And then the next player gets the start token. And we continue on and on and on. This goes till the end. At the end, we score points for each good. So, silk, the red, is worth the most. And it goes down and down until grain, which is worth the least. Money's worth 1. And now we have this development track. Guild halls and people. So, depending where you've moved to along this track, you unlock different multipliers. For every person and guild hall you have out on the board, you add them together and multiply them by where you are on here. So, this is our score multiplier at the end. So getting these actions, getting these guild halls, and getting resources is super powerful in this game. Other than that, it's just a deep, complex, bag-building action selection game. Lots of fun. So let's do a review of Orléans by Tasty Metro Games. So, I like this game a lot. Let's break it down. Mechanics, it's a lot of fun. I like deck building, dice building, bag building games. So it's good stuff. There's a lot of Euro elements to this, so you can make good choices. You can get screwed by what you draw, but there's some ways to mitigate that and to hold pieces. So I like that, so I give this a 4.5 out of 5. Theme, again, your peasants and merchant houses in the middle-ish ages. So it's got a lot of stuff there. I give it a 4.5 out of 5. It's not as strong as some other things, but still really good. Execution, I have the deluxe version here, which does come with the regular pieces. So the deluxe is obviously 5 out of 5. You're paying for the pristine box and the nice pieces. But even the regular pieces, still pretty fun. You know, even if I gotta sit and put stickers and all the fancy pieces, the regular pieces are still pretty cool. So, execution, you know, 5 out of 5. Fantastic. Rules, it's pretty good. I like everything here. There's a couple questions. It's a heavier game, so you're going to have to go online and check out Board Game Geek. But overall, fairly good. Got me playing through it. Even if I didn't have all the tech to answer the questions right away. So 4.5 out of 5. Like everything. Love getting this one to the table. Overall, 93%. Fantastic game. Great execution. Great rules. Great mechanics. There's a little bit of chance, which can make you sad, but great Euro, good to bust out there, easy to play, quick to learn, all the things I want to see. So, fantastic game. I'm Ed from Throat Punch Games, at Throat Punch G on Twitter, Throat Punch Game on Facebook and Instagram. Like and subscribe for daily content and contests. Thanks for watching.